feel like I'm performing up here. Okay, I'll call this meeting to order, please. We'd like to begin by having our pledge. If everybody would rise, please. I'll ask Ms. Smith.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'd like to thank everybody for providing our evening meal for us. We sure appreciate that. We've really been looking forward to it since like a week or two ago. When we first realized we were coming up, we told Brendan that, well, we kind of hinted and wondered if we were going to do it. If so, let us know so we come early. And notice we're not going to delay things. We are glad to be here tonight. We look forward to hearing the presentation and from various groups. I'd like to, when we go on the road, so to speak, for those that may not always be familiar with the board members, I'd like to introduce that or just show who's here with us tonight. On the far end is Larry Wilkerson. Then we have Fred Curry, the Vice President of the board. We have Patricia Lucas, a Hartson native, of course, as you know, is our superintendent. I'm Steve Priestley, and this is Carol Smith, members of our board. Gary McAllister is out of town and isn't with us tonight. Okay, so the first act of business we have tonight is to approve the minutes of the September 18th, 2012 meeting. Can I have a motion? Ms. Smith makes a motion.
Second.
Mr. Wilkerson, second. All in favor, please?
Yes.
That's an all yes vote. Okay. Do we have anyone that signed in, Ms. Brenda?
No.
Okay. All right, so the first item on our agenda is the Harts PK 8th Annual LSIC Report. Over to Ms. Dingus.
Okay. Tonight our LSIC report is going to be focusing on growth. And we're asking you to come on the journey with us as we grow as a new school. Oops. Carolyn, what am I doing here?
Liz?
Think if you just hit end or just...
Liz, one left to be 6 right back.
Who is your technology group?
Oh, there it is.
Carolyn and Liz. Carolyn.
Oh,
Okay. Yes, you know, I don't know any technology. I'll be the first to say that. All I do is click the buttons. But we are growing and developing, and I don't know why that's not doing it, but we'll do it this way. And when we are developing, this year, because we are a new school, we do not have an official AYP status. According to the State Department, we met AYP last year simply because we are a new school. But technically, we do not have an AYP status because we are a new school. They give us that first year, and I can understand why they give you that first year, because it gets really traumatic and stressful trying to do everything, and you're focusing on moving and on all the change and everything, and therefore achievement is usually not as good as what it should be. That little girl is Ruby Lynn. She is the daughter of one of our staff members. As I said, AYP, officially the state says we met it, but we did not actually get an AYP status. And some of the things that you all want to hear about, they did not give us in our report. Because we're a new school. And I remember when we closed Farrellsburg, and we became Harts Primary the first time, we didn't get those reports either. We did not get an attendance report. So I can't tell you what our attendance was. There were just some things when they report out for us that are different from the counties and the other schools because we are new. Our West Test scores. And I'm ashamed of our West Test scores, and I'll be the first to let you know that we were the lowest in the county this year. When you look at mathematics, we had 31.5% of all of our students were proficient. We didn't get the report also that compares you county and state, so I couldn't show that report to you. But we were below the county and below the state in math and reading.
Debbie, 100% of our Hispanics.
That is a good one. 100% of our Hispanic population met mastery. We have one Hispanic student. But that's a positive, and you have to look for positives in this. Our special ed population had 24.49% were at mastery, and when we looked at our special ed population actually improved. It was our other population, everybody in the school who did not. And we weren't really that far below the county in any of our test scores, but we were below. Our low SES and our male-female, a lot of counties or schools are seeing a huge discrepancy between male and female, and we didn't see that in math. In reading, we had 32% proficient. And that means, what, 68% were not proficient. Our male-female, we did have a discrepancy there. Males were 24%, females were 38%. And our special ed population was actually higher than what it was last year. So you can always find positives in among the negatives. This year, how are we going to grow and develop and improve on those scores? And we are growing. We are focusing on improving math skills by using a program called Number Talks and focusing on problem solving. We are using our Title I teacher that is for our middle school students, and she is working with every middle school student, 6 through 8, 1 day a week on problem solving. Problem solving seems to be the main focus of West Test. So we think that if we improve our problem solving, that we will raise our test scores. Also, Number Talks is a program that's a 10 to 15 minute program daily, and it's where the teacher and the students talk about their thinking and their reasoning in math. I know that Ms. Blair, our kindergarten teachers, had some training on it this summer, and we are going to have someone come in within the next 2 weeks and train us, the rest of us, on it. I've ordered the books, we've got them in, and we're ready to go with it. And what it basically consists of is, for instance, Miss McCann's 3rd grade class, she would put up like 4 different math problems, word problems, and her kids were split into 4 groups, and they would have to go over here and solve this first problem. And then when they went to the second problem, they had to solve it differently from the way the first group solved it. And then when they went on, they had to the third problem, they had to solve it differently from the way the first two solved it. So that's forcing kids to think about their reasoning and their problem-solving skills. And I know she told me that by the time that they got through the first one, they really struggled with, but it's becoming easier as she does it. And just last week, she told me that one of the kids looked at her and said, "Aren't we going to talk about these problems?" So, you know, we're beginning to do a lot of things with our math and with talking children through it. And research shows that the bulk of learning for children up through 5th grade is through talking and explaining their thinking and everything. We're going to focus on improving reading and language arts skills. We are looking at changing a lot of the things that we're doing in reading. West Virginia Code now says that 50% of your reading in class has to be nonfiction. So we have ordered a lot of nonfiction books. We are using social studies and science as a way of using nonfiction and teaching them how to go in and analyze that text and refer and just really think about what it's saying, and being able to go in and use a reading passage and here's questions, but you have to go back to the passage, and it may take 2 or 3 paragraphs to actually get the right answer. You may have to combine all of that. And so we're working with our students and teaching them how to do that, and I think that that's going to really have an impact on our language arts. We're also using a lot more literature this year, rather than using the Basel, because the Basel textbook does not provide the skills necessary for the West Test. And West Test is changing. I was just reading a book called Pathways to the Common Core. I don't know if you all are familiar with the Common Core, but it's the next generation standards that we go by and what we're supposed to be teaching. And those have changed dramatically. And this Pathways to the Common Core said that next year our test changes. And it goes into asking questions related to the Common Core standards. It said that out of the United States, that 15% mastery will be a high number. So from all I'm reading and the research that I've been doing concerning the new tests that's coming down, and I was talking to RISA yesterday, some ladies from RISA, and I told them what I'd read in this book, and they said, that's probably right. So the test, from what I'm hearing, and I don't know, Ms. Lucas, you may have heard a lot about it too, they tell me that the level of it, that right now we're here, and the level of the next test is going to be way up here. So we've really got to work hard to get to where they can be proficient up here. And right now, with us being at 30-some%, we've got our job cut out for us. Staff development, we are bringing in people to do training on analyzing text